What's up guys, Justin Kahn here, your favorite founder's favorite founder, back at it again. We're making another video. Today, I want to record a video about money. Specifically, how to have a healthy relationship with it, how to fix your relationship with it. Maybe your relationship with it is broken. Maybe it's treating you poorly. Maybe you're in an abusive relationship with money. Things are up. I'm gonna help you recenter, reground it, reestablish a relationship that's healthy. So yeah, I've been thinking about this a little bit and I had a couple people ask me for advice on it. So I decided to make a video and just dump my thoughts into it and maybe it'll be useful. So here we go. So the number one problem that people have with their relationship with money is they spend too much of it. And it doesn't matter who you are. You know, you can be somebody who is just a normal person working a 9-to-5 job, making $70,000, whatever the US average is, $80,000 or something like that a year. Or you can be somebody who's a decamillionaire or even more, you know, even richer. Some people I know who are very, very successful companies have at times been very stressed out about money. And the reason is always the same. They've ramped up their burn to the maximum, to right at the edge of their means or beyond. You might have seen the former Peloton CEO went bankrupt like in 2022, I want to say, and he had a huge net worth, but he started ramping up. He had to sell all, you know, and then when the company crashed, he ended up getting liquidated. And that is not uncommon, you know, because people feel like they have this paper net worth, or whether it's assets inflated by ZERP, or they have this high salary from a FANG company, or they're just making money and they start spending like they're always going to have that money. And then when things get tight because, interest rates rise, you get laid off from your FANG job, whatever it is, you know, things start getting tight and then you're in a crunch and you are. So first off, whenever you're when you have the urge to ramp your burn up, stop and think. Do I really need all this shit? You could figure out think about where is all this money going? What are you spending money on? Like if it's big purchases like your second home or a bigger first home or a G-Wagon or some new McLaren, you gotta stop and think like, do I really need this shit? Mostly what gives people happiness is not material possessions. And I know that because I went through the process of like buying some material possessions, and I've also kept a gratitude journal every day for the last 6 years. And very rarely in my gratitude journal am I writing down, oh, I'm really grateful for my car. In fact, I had another friend who's very successful who went so far as telling me that he thought the anticipation of buying something really awesome was even greater than the payoff, the dopamine of thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get this thing, I'm gonna get this thing, I'm gonna get this thing. This is someone who just finished buying a resort. And so he thought like maybe he shouldn't do that. His conclusion actually was that it was great to just anticipate it and fantasize about it. And the actual buying of it was maybe not the most important or rewarding thing. For me, when I think about spending money, I try to think about like what is gonna give me a lot of value. And it's always comes down to experiences, and especially experiences, facilitating experiences with other people, the people around me. You know, those are the things where I feel like I get a great bang for my buck. Not being stressed about money, the peace of mind of having financial security is much, much, much more valuable. If you are ramping your burn up and you're like, holy shit, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. And this happens for like so many people in so many different industries, whether it's tech or finance or whatever. They start making money, you know, they start spending more money. It's lifestyle creep and it just gets bigger and bigger. More than that, having the security of knowing you're always gonna be good and are not gonna be stressed is so much more valuable. And I understand that's not accessible for everyone, right? If you are actually living paycheck to paycheck just to make ends meet, like this is probably going to sound like luxury advice to you, which it is, but my advice here is for the people who don't have to be living paycheck to paycheck because they actually are making more money than they need to be spending at any given time, which is a lot of people out there. And I can tell you this from experience. You know, I had ramped up investing in tons of companies, and I was, you know, was carrying like a couple houses, and then COVID crash, market crash happened, and then I went like, ugh, you know, there's like the market dropped like 30-40%, and I was like, holy shit, like actually I could see a world where I need to work again and not for fun. And that was a feels bad man moment. Luckily, like, you know, things recovered, but you know, you never know what's gonna happen. So having that financial peace of mind is so valuable. There's nothing more important than that when it comes to finances. It's much more valuable than having the newest car or a jet or a bigger house. Well, so now, like, what do I think about spending on? I would think about like, what are the things that really give you a lot of value? To me, that's like educational things, like when I'm learning, like investing in learning and ways to learn for myself or my family. Obviously that's classical educational experiences, but it's also ways to learn about things I enjoy, like DJ lessons, or for me, it's never a mistake to invest in my own education. The other thing I appreciate spending money on is experiences. What are the unique experiences in the world that I could have, and things that are mind expanding, like travel is something I think is really amazing. How do I create those experiences for other people in my community is really something that's important to me. So, a good example of this is Burning Man. You might have seen it on the channel or in my social media. I have this camp, it's called Titanic's End, and we build this giant 70-foot long iceberg art car that's like a mobile iceberg that goes around the desert. And it was kind of expensive to fund this art project. A few friends chipped in, but mostly I was carrying the funding burden of this. But to me, it's really amazing to fund art and the experience, the opportunity to bring a team together to build this crazy idea. They took experts in lighting, structural engineering, software, hardware, logistics, and it took this huge community to build it. And what's really awesome is it's built largely by a collection of volunteers and amateurs. And so it created an opportunity to have a new, unique experience and then all the people who get to enjoy it. And so instead of doing that, could I have bought a slightly bigger house or renovated my kitchen or something like that? Yes. But when it comes down to it, what's important is having that experience, is that facilitate connection with other people and my expansion. And so I will always prefer to spend money on those things than something material. I don't know, it might be different for you, but that's my best advice. I hope you can take it and run with it and figure out what's important for you to prioritize in your financial world. And I wish you the best of luck. Peace.